Welcome back to our lesson of UI and UX. In this lesson, we are going to learn about, let's say, user kits or let's say UI kits. Well, UI kits are a set of fine-tuned icons. Let's just give you a better description. Like UI kits, those are for different type of OSs. You can use it for Windows, iOS, Google Materials, Apple iOS, Microsoft Windows, and also wireframes. The UI kits contain graphic elements that are native to the operating system, which example, if you're designing an iOS app or let's say an Android app, you can directly get started with the readily available screens in the Apple iOS kit and also Android kits. But there are some of the kits which are like gonna give you a couple of structures. Then you have to like make it up or like, with the given sources, you have to make up your end result. Let me just give you a bit more about what the UI kit is. A UI kit is a set of files that contain critical UI components like fonts, layered design files, icons, documentation, and HTML, CSS files. Obviously, your XD files are this XD. Adobe XD does not generate codes. But obviously, when you use those files, it's going to generate those type of HTML and CSS files, which are already made. So thus, when you are linking, like let's say you want to link up a file, you want to link up, codes and all of those. Well, the UI kits are going to contain all of those all together and going to come in packages. And you might ask, like, how will you be able to open up UI kits? Okay, so there are a couple of methods of how you will be able to get UI kits. One is going to be pre-built, and another is going to be like self-made. And even though if you use self-made, obviously you're going to need a lot of schemes. Let's say the ones we used before, such as different type of UI kits. So let's just get to the lesson and where we'll be able to get our, let's say, our UI kits in Adobe XD, and also we're going to search it up online. First off, when you open up Adobe XD, you are going to find like, UI like this, which is going to be the default UI of Adobe XD. Okay, and even though you can see that there are a couple of these tools, couple of these objects, and all of those over here which are functioning with Adobe XD. So that is basically it. Okay, you can see the structure of this colors, you can see the layers of this, the borders of this. When I click on it, you can see how it functions. You can see this is blue when I select on it, and this is not blue when I do not select on it. So that is basically how it actually works. So first off, let me just show you how you'll be able to get your UI kits. First off, open up your design or prototypes. From here, click on this layer, and you can view in your libraries. When you click on view in libraries, you will find an option of get UI kits. Click on this get UI kits. It will directly open up in your browser and get you to adobe.com. And when you go down, you will find a couple of these UI kits which are available. Okay, so you can download whichever one you want, and all of them are going to be according to the category, which type of UI you want. Let's say we have e-commerce UI kit, we have financial services UI kit, presentation, watchOS, digital marketing, ultra, and all of those. Okay, but if you want different ones from different websites, just search for, let's say, UI kits for Adobe XD. Hit on enter, and it will show you this page of XD Guru. Just click on it, and you will find a couple of these UIs which you will be able to download. And the advantage of using this, website is because that it gives you a preview of how it is. Because Adobe does not give you that, that function of seeing how it is. Because what you have to do is download it and apply it, and then you will get the preview. Okay. If you want to download it, just click on download and it will start downloading, but obviously it's going to be in a zip file. Then what you have to do is unpack it and then apply it directly to your Adobe XD. Then what you're going to do is, if you are using this website, which is XD Guru, you can also click on it and download whichever one you want according to your category and according to your desire. Okay, so that is basically it on how you'll be able to get XD UI kits. And if you are using different, software such as Figma and Sketch, then you have to download them according to that, extension, which is going to be Sketch, which is .sketch. Okay. Now, as I have downloaded a couple of, UI kits, let me just show you how it actually works. Let me just open up XD first and open up one of my file. you can basically see that I have a couple of these XD UI kits, okay? Well, these all of them are like UI kits. Now, if you want to open it up, one thing you have to keep in mind that you won't be able to open it up directly through XD when it is open. What you have to do is double click on it from your file and then it will open up through Adobe XD. So let me just open up one of them, left click on it, double tap, and you will see that it will be unpacked and you can see how the UI actually looks and you can see all of the content there is. It contains colors, the fonts, and all of those, okay? So that is basically what a UI kit is. And then what you can do is obviously select on them, click on your text tool, and then start editing on your own. Well, this is a lot similar to the ones we used in PowerPoint, which is called themes, okay? So it's going to give you a pre-built theme, which is going to be the UI kit in Adobe XD, or when you are using, let's say, UI and UX. So it will give you something like this, which is going to be our, let's say, UI kit. And then what you have to do is start editing on your own, okay? And you will find out that there are a couple of these contents which you will find out in a specific UI kit. Let me minimize it again and open up my file again and then find out a couple more. Let me just like minimize it. Now I've seen it. I'm just going to click on don't save, minimize it again and open up my folder. Now let's say I'm going to open up another one. You will see that it will load up again and open up a different type of UI for my, let's say, UI kit, and also Adobe XD when you are working with UI and UX, okay? So now you know the basics about what an UI kit is, because when you are working with UI and UX and also specific softwares, obviously if you start from scratch, it's going to take up a lot of time. And also most people are not that, professional, because if you are working on UI and UX as a beginner, then I'm going to suggest you to use these UI kits. You will find them on different websites and try using them. And if you want to like publish them, share them. First off is if you want to like change the contents, change them up over here. You don't have to worry about them because those will not be discarded. But if you want to like discard a couple of icons or let's say a couple of elements, you can also discard them. Let's say I'm going to select on this, press on delete, and you will find that specific content will be deleted. So that is the advantage of using a UI kit in Adobe XD and working with UI and UX. So download the specific ones, whichever one you want, and apply it, and then start working with that UI kit. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you understood everything about this UI kit and finding whichever one you need. Let's move on to our next lesson.